So I guess last time we saw this engine, the boys from V12LS.com had the engine down at Dandy Engines where it made over 700 horsepower with realistically a very mild setup, and now we see it in this crazy Camaro and it looks a hell of a lot different.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, they had it on the dyno with a totally different setup on the induction. We put on 12 singles. We made obviously a different exhaust for it, and this is probably around 800 horsepower right now. It's still very mild. We could crank it up if we want.
It's still the same camshaft?
This is the same exact motor as what was on that dyno. The number one questions we get when they come by is that a Viper motor? Is that a Jaguar motor? Is that a Bugatti motor? And when I tell them it doesn't come in any car, they wonder what the heck is going on.
I've been reading that they want to go into production and actually make cast V12 blocks.
Yes, right after SEMA, they're going to take orders. They're going to go right into making the cast blocks. All the other parts are already being made for the motor itself. They're just designing the casting now.
So a lot of people comment about how this doesn't really sound like a V12, it sounds like a 6 due to the firing order.
Well, they fire it as two V6s, so it has similar rumble to like a European sports car, but it's much, much deeper like a Pro Mod. So it does have its own unique sound on this car.
It's actually very smooth, isn't it? Yeah.
The motor is very smooth because of running like two 6s. The motor does not shake hardly at all, and it's very, very quick rev. Yeah, the engine can make a lot more power. We have it detuned because it is the first prototype block, and we want to make sure that everything's okay. After SEMA, we will be cranking on it. We will also have something in the works probably for next year that shows a lot more power.
So a lot of the questions we see is, yeah, that's great, but what car can it fit in? That's not going to fit in anything. What's the point of it?
Well, to be honest with you, this is the stock length of a 67 Camaro. Nothing was stretched in the front end. The only thing we did to fit this motor in was we moved the radiator support out of the way and put the radiator up even further. It's only 8.8 inches longer than a standard LS V8.
You had no motor currently in the car, so what made you put the V12 in over the usual big block or something?
Well, you know how it goes. As a builder, I own my own shop, and you never get to work on your own stuff. The guys approached me about this V12, and I said, well, the only car that I could give you is my own. So when we finish it, you can take it wherever you want, but I can't give you a customer's car. So that was the push of, hey, I'm getting a V12. What are we putting it in? I'll put it in my own car so that they can have it.
So how much time did you have to do it? Was it a rush or?
It was pretty quick. We had talked about it in December, and we're here today.
So it looks like a huge amount of work.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of late nights, but I have a great crew. They all chipped in. Fact is, two of my guys decided that they were going to drive it out here so we could work on it a little bit longer, and they drove straight through from Pennsylvania.
Well done, man. It's as you can see, look at the crowds coming to look at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. Being that I finally have one done and it's drawing this much of attention, this is awesome.
The SEMA show was a great success for the team at V12LS.com. The guys took home runner-up for Best Engineered New Product, as well as runner-up in the SEMA Launchpad competition, on top of not one but 3 international media awards. To find out more, be sure to check out V12LS.com.